All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's topic is multiplying polynomials. Okay. First of all, before we can talk about how to multiply a polynomial, we need to decide what is a polynomial. Okay. Let's revisit something though. Let's revisit the distributive property. All right, we've talked about the distributive property a couple times already this semester. And basically, just as I brought this graphic organizer into you, I distributed the papers. Everybody in the room got a paper. Okay? So, everybody in the parentheses of this room received this paper. What was outside came in. Everybody got a copy. The distributive property states that if we have something like so, let's say we have x times 2x plus 5. Okay? X is the paper that I'm bringing in the room. 2x plus 5 are waiting in the room, waiting on the paper to come in. Who gets it? Everybody does. So the distributive property says that you multiply times each item inside of the parentheses. So x times 2x gives me 2x squared, and x times 5 gives me 5x. That's how we distribute. Okay? So not really a definition, more of an example of the distributive property, a reminder. Okay, the next piece is a term that says monomial. Mono, what does mono mean?
One.
Say it again, say it loud. One, it means one person. One item, one of something. Mono y mono. Man on man, right? Mono y mono. Mono means one. One nomial. One nomial. One nomial means term. So, based on the way that the word is set up, a monomial is a single term. A single term that is collective. It could be in a group with multiplication, but it cannot be separated by addition or subtraction. Okay? So, what is an example of a monomial? X is a monomial. 5x squared is a monomial. That's multiplication. This is really multiplication. X squared is x times x, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. What is not a monomial?
5x. 5x plus y.
5x plus y. That's correct. This is actually two monomials. And two monomials is the next term, which is a binomial. Okay? So this one is not a monomial. But we did just decide that it was a binomial. So binomial is the next term. Looking at the prefix bi means two. Nomial means terms. We have two terms. Exactly the definition. Basically, it's two monomials. So the example that we had before of 5x plus y would work perfectly. Monomial plus or minus a monomial. That makes a binomial. Two terms. This is a term, this is a term. Well, we can keep going, and in algebra we do keep going to the next term. If we add one more term, if it's mono 1 by 2, then will be 3, be trinomial. Tri meaning 3, nomial meaning terms. 3 terms, 3 monomials. We're talking about quadratics in this unit, so the perfect example I could give you would be something that has a quadratic. Okay? For instance, x squared plus 6x plus 5. Each one of those terms is a monomial. X squared is a monomial, 6x is a monomial, 5 is a monomial. 5, any regular number can be a monomial by itself. 3 terms, we have a trinomial.
X cubed would be that too, right?
Say it again?
X cubed, would that go in there?
X cubed, yes. As long as it's 3 terms, it's a trinomial. it could be x to the 50th power plus 2x plus 1. As long as it has 3 terms, we're good. Okay? So we got the terminology. If I say binomial, you know in your head you're thinking 2 terms. Okay? If I say trinomial, you're thinking, hey, it's got to have 3 terms. The next term talks about the degree. If I say we have a function of degree 2, okay, the degree is the highest power. Doesn't matter if it's 1 term or 50 terms. The degree is the highest power. Okay? In the example here, x squared plus 6x plus 5, the highest power is 2. So we say that this has a degree of 2. So, this is the highest power, that's my degree. Okay? So, what is the degree for all quadratics? The answer is 2. Right? If I give you a graph of a parabola and I ask you, don't tell you anything about the function notation itself, but I ask you what's the degree, you should say 2, because you should know that that's quadratic. Form is a way of writing your monomials in order. And the order is from highest degree to lowest degree. Highest power to lowest power. So it's a standard form is writing from the highest power to the lowest power. An example would be 5x squared plus 2x minus 3. Power of 2, power of 1, power of 0. This one actually has a power. There is an x there, but it's invisible. It's really x to the 0 power, so I'm just going to write out parentheses. This is x to the 0 power. Anything to the 0 power is 1, though. So 3 times 1, we just write 3. But you do see that we do have powers. 2, 1, 0. It is in decreasing order. That is standard form. Okay. When we talked about radicals, we talked about that we can't have a radical in the denominator because it's just not the best thing to do. You know, we're after Labor Day now, and the girls in here probably know that what are you not supposed to wear after Labor Day? White pants. It's a or it really, and this, I watch too much TLC with my wife, but or whatever it is, Fashion Channel. It has expanded to white accessories, right, girls? Y'all look at me like I'm crazy. Do I know more about fashion than y'all? Probably not. Okay. But you can't wear white after Labor Day. We just passed Labor Day. That's a rule. Now, is the police going to come in and bust you if you're wearing white right now?
Yeah.
Probably the fashion police might. Okay. Well, just like the math police, you can't have a radical in the denominator. But, you know, having a radical in the denominator, you're still going to get an answer. You could give that answer. It may not be correct, but you can give that answer, right? So it's just like you can give that answer, but you don't want to. Well, you can put things that are not in standard form and give that as an answer, but if I ask for it in standard form, it's not 100% correct. Okay? So don't wear your white pants. You're not going to be 100% correct. Any questions over the terms? Okay? Good review. All right, how do you remember the steps for multiplying a binomial with another binomial? Now, we're doing binomial times binomial here. Binomials, how many terms? 2. Times another binomial which has how many terms? 2. So, what do we get? And the bullets go like this, and it's easy to remember. It's FOIL. F-O-I-L. FOIL. Okay, this hopefully is a reminder, maybe. Yes? Good. F, if it's a reminder, tell me. Let me know. What's F? First. And we'll decide what that means in just a second. What does O mean?
Outer.
Outer. O-U-T-E-R. Okay? Not otter. What's I? Inner. And L is your last. Okay? First, outer, inner, last. Okay? The first means the first terms of each binomial. Okay? So, first terms of each binomial. The last means the last terms of each binomial. The outer means the first of the first one and the last of the second one. So first times the last.
Give an example.
And the inner would be the last of the first one times the first of the second one. Of course, I'm going to give you an example of this. Okay. Right beside where we put these bullets down, let's do an example. Let's do a simple example. Let's say we have x plus 2 times x plus 3. X plus 2 times x plus 3. Now, a lot of people online and in books and textbooks and everywhere you get help, they'll write out FOIL vertically like this, and then they'll do what it says. Okay, the first says the first term of the first one, which is x, times the first term of the second one, which is also x. What's x times x? X squared. There's your f. Okay. The O stands for outer. Outer means the outside two. The first of the first binomial and the last term of the second binomial. So it's actually going to be x times 3. Well, let's put that, how would we write that correctly? 3x. I like that a little bit better. All right, the inner means the inside or the last term of the first binomial and then the first term of the second binomial. So we're inside. See that? So it would be 2 times x, which is 2x. And then the last. The last would be the second term of the first binomial times the second term of the second binomial, which is 2 times 3, which is 6. Now, we want to write things in standard form. Okay? Matter of fact, we should see something special about these two terms. And what are those? Like terms. Very good. Good reminder. These are like terms. So we can put those together. Like terms, just a reminder, have to have the same power raised to the same variable. Yes, yes? All right. So, standard form, highest power to lowest power. Put like terms together at the same time. The final answer should be x squared plus 5x plus 6. So we multiplied this binomial times binomial. We folded it out, and we now have a trinomial in standard form. All right, so take your colored pencils now. Let's flip your paper over, turn it sideways like this.